Hey guys, this is Coach Lowe, and we are going to go over a chapter review. First, let's look at chapter 2, and this is Form 2B. So the multiple choice, number 1, it says make a conjecture based on the information that AB bisects XY at Z. So I have segment AB that bisects XY, so I know that it cuts XY into two equal pieces. I don't know anything about AB. AB could be super long like this. I don't know anything about it. But I do know that these two are equal to each other. So I know that XZ is equal to ZY because it says AB bisects it, which means cuts it into two equal pieces. So number 1, the answer is D. Number 2, the answer is A. It says given n as a real number and the conjecture is n is greater than or equal to the absolute value of n, and we're supposed to find a counter example. If I plug in -2, -2 is greater than or equal to the absolute value of -2. That is just not true. A negative is not bigger than a positive. And if you plug in all the other ones, although they're not greater to, they are equal. So 0 is greater than or equal to 0. That's true because 0 equals 0. And the same would be true for 5 and 10. So counter example would be -2. So the answer for A, or for 2, is A. Number 3. If P is false and Q is true, what's the truth value of P or Q? Key word here is the connector, which is or, and so P is false and Q is true. When it's an or, only one of these two has to be true for the answer to be true. So P or Q is true. So for number 3, the answer is A. Number 4, the truth table, P and Q. We had the column for P was true, true, false, false. And the column for Q was true, false from the table. And that makes P and Q, they both have to be true for it to be true. So it looks like true, false, 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 which is C. Number 5, the answer for number 5 is D. And number 5 was an or. P or Q. So remember, as you're looking across at P and then at Q, that only one of them has to be true for an or to be true. So looks like this. And so the first 3 are true and the last one is false. Number 6, so that answer was D. Number 6, identify the conclusion of the statement, Sue will watch the Rose Bowl game. Rose Bowl if today is January 1st. We want the conclusion. This is actually written backwards. If today is January 1st is the hypothesis, this part right here, hypothesis, then Sue will watch the Rose Bowl. So Sue will watch the Rose Bowl is the conclusion. So C is the correct answer, number 6. Number 7, the correct answer is D. Inverse means not P, therefore not Q. So you not both of those. Number 8, contrapositive of if x equals 5, then x plus 8 equals 13. Contrapositive means flip the hypothesis and conclusion and do the opposite. So x plus 8 is not equal to 13, then x is not equal to 5, and so that is C. Number 9. Which law can be used to determine that statement 3 is a valid conclusion of statements 1 and 2, assuming number 1 is true. And I changed it to an if then. If an animal is a dog, then it likes biscuits, and that way you could see that was if P then Q, and then P therefore Q, which is law of detachment. So that is number 9 is A. Number 10. Number 10 is D. The statements do not follow because you have P, then Q, so sparrows fly, and then you have R, then Q, robins fly, and then you have sparrows or robins. That is not a logical conclusion, so that is D. Statement 3 does not follow. All right, number 11. which best describes the statement, if 2 points lie in a plane, then the entire line containing these points lies in the plane. It is always true. That's one of our postulates, so you could definitely check that out. You should have that written in your notebook. Which of the following is an essential part of a good proof? C, listing the given information. Essential part, knowing where to start. Choose the property that justifies the statement. If x equals y and y equals z, then x equals z. So we have 1 to 2, 2 to 3, therefore 1 to 3. That's the transitive property. Number 14, choosing the property that you would use here, 3AB equals CD, and the next one is AB equals 1/3 CD. So you can see they divided both sides by 3, and so division was the property. If you put substitution, I would take that also. Number 15 is also the transitive property. Segment GH is congruent to segment FD. And then segment FD is congruent to segment CB. And then GH, segment GH is congruent to CB. And so 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 1 to 3, transitive property. So number 15 is C. Number 16. First of all, to work number 16, x, y, and z must lie on the same line. So I will not try to trick you on that, but number 16, you really can't tell. It could be a triangle, but let's assume that they are on the same line. So if you put D on that one and said they have to be collinear, good job for you, high five on that one. If you just went ahead and worked it, then X had to be in the middle of those two because YZ is the longest segment, so X had to be in the middle. Number 17, so that was 16, and it's supposed to be D, but if you worked it like they were collinear, you could put A. I will not try to trick you on that tomorrow. Number 17 should be B. On that picture, AFE, we're supposed to find the measure of AFE, and they tell you the measure of BFC is 55, and they want AFE. So those add to be, it kind of looks like this. They tell you this is 90 degrees and this is 55. So this one has to be 180 minus 90 minus 55, or maybe you just saw it and did 90 minus 55. That's totally fine. And that would be B, 35 degrees. All right, number 18 is also B. And it says if the measure of angle 1 is 5x minus 10 and the measure of angle 2 is 3x plus 20, find x. And those two angles, if you look at those on the picture, there's angle 1 and there's angle 2. Those are vertical angles. You should have set those equal to each other and solved. And we have couple of steps to solve. Subtract 3x from both sides, add 10 to both sides. And so x, when I divide by 2, x equals 15, which is B. All right, 3 more questions. Number 19, you should have gotten B, 56 degrees, because they told you that, so A, B, C, and D. This was a right angle. The measure of ABC was 34, and they wanted CBD, so 90 minus 34, because they are complementary angles, is 56 degrees. So that is B. And then number 20, they told you that ABC was the same measure as EFG, and ABC was 41, which makes EFG 41. So 90 minus 41 to get the measure of angle GFH. So the correct answer is B on that, 49. And then the bonus, it says 22 students drink grape juice, or 22 students were asked for their drink preference. 12 liked grape juice, so here's the grape juice circle, 12 of those. 15 orange juice. and then it says 10 liked both, so 10 goes here. That would leave 2 that only liked grape juice and 5 that only liked orange juice, giving me a total of 17 in the circle. If there are a total of 22, then 5 liked neither. So 5 is the correct answer. All right, guys, hope you did well on that. That was Form 2B, Form 2D coming soon.